Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. The glorious port of chaos over here is slowly being developed. As you can see, some of the port facilities are already there, others are still missing, but we're slowly getting there. We've got a bit of rail being constructed and it's just going to take a long time to get all of this done. What I do find really interesting is the fact that some of these really big long buildings that will take an age to build builds really quickly once you get access to them, and a lot of the other stuff takes ages to get done. I think mainly because the little sections of infrastructure to get to them is the cause. So it does say a little something for potentially not doing asphalt roads or asphalt roads with street lights right at the start, because it just takes so long to get there. Anyway, I'm going to let it run while I talk about it, but just because this will take us a long time to get done, so I'm not sure we're going to get any real traction through this episode, so we'll talk about this episode in just a minute. Talking about the latest community report from the developers, I might speed it up a little. From the developers, they have, the one thing that really excites me is that talking about a lot of quality of life issues, and one of them is this notification. So at the moment the notifications are pretty useless. It's just fire, no fire, and then every now and again a little bit something else, but they're going to make it so much more intelligent. If you've got a traffic jam, if you've got a train that hasn't moved in a long time, those kind of things that's really causing us a concern. Oh, even the potentially if a shop runs out of food or something like that. And then of course the big one, you can delete all of them at the same time, clear all the notifications with one click instead of clicking all of them like I've just had to do. Okay, so that is some of the stuff. I'm really getting very excited about the next update, and my understanding from the community report is that it'll go into internal testing in the next couple of weeks, and then probably released on the public beta testing just after that, so probably about a month or so away, and then we'll get it on the default branch. So it's still a little bit of time before we get to it. Okay, so what are we going to do in this episode? I had a comment saying that we probably need a forward rail construction office somewhere over here. So if we go and have a look, and I do agree, it's not going to be as smooth because there's going to be some quirks around it as we didn't plan it in from the start, but we do have a little bit of a spot here that we can use for it, I think, though it is a little challenging with the rail the way it's set up at the moment. So if we go to railroad construction office, I do like the modded one. It takes a little bit bigger stuff, and it just makes a little bit more sense. The only place we have workers is at this very bus stop over here. So I am most certainly going to place it over here. And we'll need to provide a little bit of road access. I think something like this should be fine. We'll have it heated from that heating facility, that localized heating facility that we have over there. We can probably run a conveyor with the gravel over here, which should be fine. Then we'll just have to run some trucks to drop off some of the stuff that we may need. So I'll give ourselves a little bit of room to make sure we in fact do have spot for it. So if we do something like that, okay, plan that out. I'm not auto building or anything weird like that. No, I'm not. Now, from there, let's quickly see about, so what is it that we need to provide storage for? I don't think, I just fly on over here. Wow. Fly on over here. No, it's not this one. Fly on over here and see what do we provide. Just a small storage. But we also have a small warehouse over there with electronic components only. This guy has got, what does it have? It's got a fair bit of room for electronic components though. Why is it so many electronic components here? Anyway, that's fine. So really, just okay, fine. That's okay. Let's move on out. So I think the gravel is being, anyway, that's fine. So a small storage, a small open storage is what I'm after. So if we do something like that, now The issue is if we do it on this side, we could get a road cargo station in on that side, and we can still provide. Now the only issue with this one is that it's okay. Let's start off with this, and we'll get a road cargo station over here in between to make it a little easier to drop the stuff off. Should we? Or is it okay as is? And then in which case we just do it this way around. Yeah, that could work. That could work. I think that should be fine. We should be able to move the stuff over here pretty effectively. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just do the one. We'll see about running in the other. So I think no road cargo station over here is going to be fine. What we'll do is we'll obviously try and get this one sorted out. Now the question is, do we... I kind of like the idea of doing that. So if we do it straight over here, well, actually, let's tie it off over there, and we'll get that one in there. Oh, the other thing is this one probably needs to be upgraded to the big guy straight away. So that, well, actually, what we'll do, anyway, we'll get a little path in there afterwards. Now, let's quickly get, what are we talking about? Conveyors. So we can get, unfortunately, we'll have to run it in from that side, but that shouldn't be a big problem. Let's see, so conveyor, pipe, engine kind of things. Now, well, some of these are really problematic, you know. Conveyor 6 in, I just want one. Roadside conveyors, so that's basically, oh, we can actually get away with one single conveyor. We're doing that. There we go. Build that guy for us, guys. Excellent. So there we go. All of that should now start get constructed, and I'm quite happy with that. We'll see about delivering electronics directly to this. Now, how are we going to tie this thing in? Oh, and I'm going to talk about the rest of this episode as soon as I've got this set up. So let's see. How are we going to... I'm almost tempted, right? Do a little something like this. And then what we'll need to do is then we'll need to cut it across here. And it really needs to go to both sides there. So the idea is that this one will be a little bit more rarely used. Crap, now that's not going to want to... is that a tie-in? With these rail things, I never know whether we've actually been successful in tying it in. I don't mind it being a little convoluted in the sense, ooh, you know what? We probably need a direction for in and a direction for out. So hang on. Because I don't want to double up on that, otherwise we're going to have some issues. So the question is really, that's a one direction out that way, but we can certainly do that. So we can have this one come on in here. So we'll cross this one through there. And then maybe do something like that. So that would be the first one. The next one we'll do is we will do a little bit of this, so it'll go out through that way. There we go. Now do this nice and tidy. I think that's going to be sufficient for us to get the guys out and towards construction on that side. Whether we need to have them run this way, I've no idea, but I'd rather we have it instead of not. So this one, we don't want them in there though. So we do need to tie this in before we get there. So this one is a bit more conventional, I think. Yeah, so just a little something like this, I think, is what we're going to be dealing with. And to be honest, I might just pay for this so that we don't upset our existing rail lines with that. Yeah, I think something like that's going to be just fine. Are they? Ooh, we're doing something funny over here. Let's just redo that one quickly. Wow, what am I trying to do though? Okay, there we go. So let's try that one more time. There we go. Now that's better. That should be just fine. That'll be in and out. Now the issue is it'll have to be in and out like this and in and out that way, and then where we're constructing we'll have a little bit of a better setup going on. Okay, so something like that should be fine. Of course, what we'll need to do is we will need to put some chains in. Something like that. Get a couple of chains in there, and of course this means a chain on this side. We'll get a block signal, come on, over here and over there, nice and tight. Similarly, we'll need to do a little work over here. So shall we? We'll definitely, this is the inbound actually. That's the inbound. So the idea here is that, well, let's see if this in fact sorts all of that out. And what I'll do is I will go ahead and chain up this guy to be able to go all the way through there. That's going to be the only maneuver you're going to be able to make. I think that should be okay, but we'll have to maybe come back and have a look at it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pay for the rail section, just so we don't screw up our existing rail operation. We can let the rest of the guys go ahead and build this out, and we should be able to get a little bit forward construction going on. We will deliver, this will obviously give us gravel straight away, and we'll go ahead and use one of these distribution offices to just deliver some of these things. We might have to up the bus services over here to make sure that we also get enough workers, but I think that's okay. There's not a lot of workers in that area, so it's a bit of an issue. So what has happened in between episodes still? I've come to realize that we've a bit of a heating concern over here. We're getting the heating there, but it's not quite good enough. So what I've decided is to actually, with all of our, these are all of our oil pumping stations, so oil jacks and things like that over here. I've got a facility, so I've already built it. I've got a facility up here that will be able to load oil. This is just be crude oil over here, so we can take it forward to the and actually, but we won't be able to unload oil over there. So we can take the oil with the train to the new refinery once all of that's done. Just making sure we be able to collect all of the little bits and pieces of oil, because that oil refinery, specifically because it's a double, will probably do a lot of oil. So anyway, so we're doing all of that. So since this area is already polluting a little bit, I checked the pollution for the small heating plant, and it's not too bad. So basically I've decided to build a small heating plant over here to just help support this side a little bit. I think the extent at which the heating is kind of running all the way over here becomes a little bit of a problem. I think that's the issue why we're not getting proper heating over here. So what's this? This is a little bit of a passenger harbor over here, thinking that I can build passenger ferries or passenger boats of some kind that delivers workers over here. And that would be really good, because at the moment there's not a lot that these workers are actually getting involved with. So we can certainly, and as we see, we probably already have a few people waiting over there, and I don't even have buses running people in here just yet. So that's something that we can certainly do. The other thing that I saw is that we are maybe getting a little bit low on electronics, so we might look into that. The other thing that I would really like to do is maybe set up the start of our production over here. So today's episode is going to be a bit of an urban design episode, whereby we're waiting for the port, the port and the refinery to finish. And what we'll do is we'll start planning out this area over here, noting that we want to steer clear of any residential buildings in these major blocks over here. We'll fill these 3 or 4 blocks over here with residential uses, and we'll have all their ancillary facilities over here, and maybe even, I don't know, we'll see how we go. But the idea is that they will then be able to go and work at the port over there, or at the very least use this train station to get around, that kind of thing. Okay, so let's jump into doing a little bit of that. So I like what we're doing with the port over here, with this town. These kind of slightly lower rise buildings, nicely set out with a little bit of interesting kind of statues and some facilities within these blocks. So I think that's going to be just the kind of the way how we're going to extend it. I'm going to try and provide nice facilities, nice paths, and a park here and there, just to make sure that this area actually does look really nice. So that's going to be the first step. So let's get into our residential modded buildings, which is similar to these. So what are we doing over here? What is the height that we're talking about? I think because this is within access of its very own rail station, I think we're gonna do a slightly higher density again. So we're gonna go back to the 5 stories. So let's do a new 2 double 5 stories, something like that. And let's see about this. I want to make sure that we maintain as an interesting shape. So if we have a look at this, so if we maybe do something like this, that we can do this with, okay? So that's the kind of interesting shape that I'm talking about. Then what we'll do is we'll do a similar thing on the other side. Ooh, though, this one is going to be a little bit more, oh, there we go, it's going into spring. This one is going to be a bit more challenging. Actually, this should fit in there, even though it says it doesn't. There we go. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. Yeah, I don't mind it actually. We're keeping the angle exactly the same. So that'll be kind of the last one over there. So now let's try and yeah, that's exactly the angle we're after. So let's continue that journey around this side. I'm going to keep a fair bit of room in between them. Oh, this is going to be an interesting one. Maintaining the same angle when the roads aren't square is really an interesting way of doing things, I think. Let's make this kind of the last one so we have room for a few other facilities. And then I thought we'd do a little bit of a half the angle kind of setup over here, maybe 2 of them, so we'll have room for like a nice big park in the middle there. We don't want them too close to either one of them. Maybe we won't squeeze a second. Maybe we won't squeeze a second, in which case we'll do the new 2 single 5-story at the same angle right over there. Or we can do some other facilities in here. Okay, that's fine. Let's do that for now. So there we go. How about that? How about that? That it will be a lot of workers right over there. We have access to that, but we don't probably have... This is a kindergarten, a big one. The local school is over here. Probably needs a little bit more support, so we may need to do another school. School up there. I try to keep the ancillary facilities on that side, the community kind of facilities on this side, so that it's not too problematic for the pollution. Let's quickly see. So what do we have? Let's grab a look at a bit of a monument. Actually, let's go back. That's fine. Let's leave that as is for now. Well, we could start the construction on this while we start the layout of the next one. So let's quickly finish. Let's finish them off block by block instead. So I want a bit of a monument in here of some sorts. What do we have? I've got a new linen. It's a small one, isn't it? These are roundabout ones. That's too big. Definitely not doing anything like this. An arch. Nah, the arch is not going to work over here. Bit of an obelisk. We've got an obelisk over there. Yeah, let's go the normal linen for now. The big one. The big linen over here. Yeah, I like that. That's actually really good. That really makes sense in this setup right here. So let's place Lennon over there. We'll get a nice big path that runs right through the middle here. So something like that. And we'll get it all the way up there. So that's a good starting point. What we'll also do is we'll make sure to connect these guys through here. Okay, so we'll square that out. Let's trim it back a little. I just want to be mindful of where this guy needs to cross on this side. Oh, we're right in between those two. So we'll just need to make sure that we can in fact go that way. And we can in fact go this way. And let's do that. We'll tie it out there. So that's kind of going to be the standard little setup there. So that's going to be our main walkways. Of course, we need some walkways coming down here to kind of tie in with this road. So let's see about that. Yeah, what we'll do is we'll do this. And we'll tie that one up there, and we'll do a very similar one. We'll try and hug it a little bit over there, hug the buildings a little bit, so we can tie it in over there. So it's yeah, I like that. I think that's a nice little little setup. Now, of course, we need to. So let's get cracking on all of that, so that construction can at least start. They should be done fairly quickly. The idea is that we do that, and then from there we do the little small connections onto the buildings themselves. I picked up another mod for a restaurant, and I'm not too sure whether they're actually going under shops or under restaurants. I want to have a quick look to see if we have something under restaurant, under pub maybe. Yeah, here it is. I picked up this one, Kalina Cafe. My understanding was it actually sells food as well. Oh, unless it's two varieties. Yes, okay, there's different varieties of it. Okay, it's a bit of a restaurant, Kalina Restaurant and the Kalina Cafe. Okay, that wasn't quite what I had in mind. I thought they had all those services together. So let's quickly see. So we definitely need a few bits and pieces around here. So we've got a kindergarten over here. So the next kindergarten might have to come in into this corner over here, just to make sure that we've got a lot of kindergartens, because this will need a lot. We might actually need interim kindergartens as well. So we need something like a cinema. So let's have a look. Cinema. Which kind of things do we have? Cinema Sojus. Could in fact squeeze in here. Let's just see. We've got a theatre over there. So maybe Cinema Sojus needs to go in here. Oh, and I do like it. That it's almost like it's made for that little spot there. So let's do a Cinema Sojus right over here somewhere. Okay, so we've got a cinema over there. So a little bit of culture in this spot. Something like a hospital. Where's our closest hospital? Our closest hospital is this clinic over here. So we probably need another hospital over here somewhere. So let's get a hospital. Modded hospitals. The big clinic, I feel sometimes is a little too small. But if we're doing more of them, it might not be a big deal, because I've already got the super large one across over there. But that's a fair distance away. Instead, I might, let's do a big one. Let's do another big one, but we'll do it, we'll set it back over here somewhere. I think that's a nice spot there. I do like this hospital. This hospital is a very nice one. I like it a lot. Yeah, so let's, we can start work on that hospital right over there. That's good. So we're fire station, hospital, no police stations. Okay, so that's the first step. So now what else do we have? Modded sports playgrounds. We've got the school gym. Do we have something like this? This is a pool, right? Indoor pool that's providing a bit of all of that. This is another kindergarten over here. We need to fill in this block as well. So let's get the bowling alley instead. So let's see about squeezing the bowling. Oh, we can actually hook up to both sides. So let's get ourselves a bit of a bowling alley over here. That's fine. What else do we need? I've got the food up there. We probably need something with some kind of store down here as well. I'm more kind of wondering whether we do a small shop over here. Probably need something like that. So let's get maybe something that stores a fair bit internally, but we'll probably want to extend. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. That's a pretty good use of our space. What I'll do is I will actually go ahead and... Oh, come on. Okay, let's redo this. Cinema Sojuice didn't want to work there. Let's get rid of it. Try it again. It needs to go in there. It will. Cinema Sojuice. It definitely needs to go in here. It can. There we go. There we go. Not a problem. Not a problem. Okay, there we go. That's fine. Oh, these things are building really quickly. That's very good. I think that's the basics, right? We're missing a school. We'll probably need another school, but I think up here we can do another school. So let's quickly have a look at what kind of schools we have. We'll do the big school. Because we've got these areas that we can't actually build residential in, I think the big school up here is a nice little piece. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. Let's, come on. Let's do that. There we go. So now school, hospital, excellent. Some ancillary facilities over here. We'll see. Maybe that becomes a nice big park. Anyway, that's, I think, the first step. So now what we can actually do is I can start tying in some of these guys. So I'll get that guy set up. We'll get... something like that going. Do a little bit of this. Whereby, yeah, you know, if we do that, it's gonna get us slightly closer to all the action. Similarly, we of course need to tie this guy in right over here. I'm very much tempted to do a little bit of this. That's good. This one might be good, right like so. This one we can tie in right over there. Actually, no. Let's trim that back. And instead what we'll do is we'll tie this one in like so, and then we'll tie that up. This one, and then these guys do a little something like this, maybe. Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, so we can start doing that quite easily. These are all have all got their stuff going on. So what we'll do is we'll go out like so and like that. That's going to be just fine. We can extend walking distances later by adding more of them. But now that'll start being built, so we can get all of these things constructed. So that construction will start jumping into place. Now let's quickly fill in some of these areas over here as well. Sorry, modded residential. Here we go. Now we go with old. This is small, so let's do the old 5-story singles over here. And we'll try and get a shape that's slightly the opposite to this. Yeah, that's good. And I do want us to get it a little bit more like that. So it's not just all solid lines. Then we'll do maybe something... but I do like to maintain the same angle at the very least. Oh yeah, that's awesome. There we go. Something like that's good. Oh, I didn't want to do that just quite yet. Let's start in the corner over here. Get them pretty close like so. That should be okay. Yes, that's good. Now, is that sufficient? Well, what I'm keen on, we could actually squeeze in another little one over here. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So that gives us a little bit of a park in the middle over there. I like that. Okay, it's fine. Let's leave that little path the way it is over there. What we'll do is we will see about getting this path nice and tight to tie in with it. Yes, that's good. That's good. And then what we'll do is we'll bring a little something like this down here. That actually works really well. We're going to need to... actually, this one can go down there. Like so. Then this one, I believe, needs to run a little bit more like this. On the kind of the edge of the park there. Do something like that. Oh, I like that. That's cool. That's cool. Now the idea is that if we run this through here, yes. And then this one, well, the alternative is it runs up there instead. Okay, let's do that. It's going to be a little... hang on. A little bit of this. Now we can, in fact, run this down here. Something like that. There we go. So that's pretty good. So we'll allow that to happen. So they can start working on the paths, and some of the other things will probably start to be built. And now we can see about getting a little something in here. Maybe this time around what we'll do is we'll grab a couple of sports fields instead. Even though we've got an indoor swimming pool here, I think a couple of these guys, oh, that's not going to work. So we'll just do 2 of them. Let's just do the 1, and then what we'll do is we'll do a little bit of something else in there. Modded monuments. I do like myself a little bit of a... Oh, the clock tower is a little bit too big for this one. The gazebo. It's not bad. The gazebo in that spot over there will be pretty good. There we go. Nice. Nice. So that's our next little super block over here. So hopefully all the construction is starting to happen. Now we can do another little super block right over here. Again, maybe with the singles instead. Bearing in mind we still have a few spots over here for maybe like shops and other facilities. We're trying to maintain a fair bit of that. Now let's try another set of these. Okay, and what I might do is I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the rest of them in a bit of a time lapse, so that you kind of now know what the recipe is. So I'll do the rest of them in a bit of a time lapse, and then I'll see you at the other side of that. Okay, guys, and I am back. So I've done a fair bit of this. It looks very samey, but I think in the end it'll look because the shapes are changing and the angles are changing, and so I think for that reason it'll look pretty cool in the end. So what has happened is a fair bit of this has already been built. I found a little section of power line, and I'm not too sure that actually does anything. Where does this go? Oh, it's actually being constructed. So it is being constructed onto where? Oh, onto the station there. So where is it going? Oh, it just stops over here. Maybe it used to be this guy. Anyway, we'll probably need to bring power over here. So it's not the end of the world. Ooh, that thing needs to be connected if we ever intend to use that. Well, ever intend to build it. So I'll just do that, so we kind of do the same old shapes here. Oh, all of this is built. All of this is done. My goodness, we can actually start running some buses over here and get heating working from that side. All of that's good. Let's see about tying in some of the buildings so we can get some of the buildings constructed. So we'll definitely do a bit of this. We'll do a bit of that. That one, yeah. That is probably under construction. We can certainly add a little bit over here. Ooh, that's still being built. So let's just do that. We'll get those up and running so they can start being built. All of these are slowly starting to be constructed. Yeah, I think that is definitely happening. This is all happening. This is construction. Over here, this little section here. I'm wondering about that. I wanted to check that one out. But what we can do is we can certainly run. I like slightly more straight lines in this regard. So I'm not too big a fan of what we're doing here, unless we can squeeze it out through here somewhere. It just doesn't want to work. So we can certainly do that. We can go up all the way to the end there. You know what we could do? We could do a little bit of this. We can do something snaky through here. Yeah, that does the trick. So let's let's get that going. That's a little bit more interesting. So now we can start connecting some of these. Certainly start connecting some of these buildings up. This area can be like a little internal park thing situation going on over there. We can do that. We can do this. We can certainly tie in these guys on this side. Nice, so there's a little bit of room for something over there. I wanted to leave a little bit of room for things because we're going to inevitably find that we don't have enough heating, or we don't have enough power, or we don't have enough schools, or we're inevitably going to find all of these kind of things. So that will be problematic for us, so we need to make sure that we've kind of got ready for that. So what I've done over here is some of those additional facilities. I've got a nice big theater over here. We've got a bit of a sports ground / stadium thing going on over here. There's a bit more room for stuff over here and over there. We don't have to fill in everything, guys. We don't have to fill. This one by itself could be a very nice little park situation with that over there, maybe a bit of a plaza kind of setup. So it can be pretty good. Probably need another fuel station somewhere over here, but generally that is the size of it. So I'll let the guys continue to run out on that a little bit. Let's quickly check back and see what has happened over here. Okay, so all of this is properly built, and we have filled it up with this, so we can only get about 7 tons of these guys in here, which is quite an interesting one. 7 tons only. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll get... Ooh, I wonder what's happening with our vehicle construction. Let's quickly pop over and have a look at vehicle construction. Have we built a ton of stuff that's not necessary? No, not quite yet, actually. Let's start moving these guys over. This is part of the construction vehicle cruise, so we'll move that one over there. We'll grab this, and that. We'll move all of them. Over here, so a little bit of micromanagement every now and again, but I do think the way we're doing it over here, by constantly filling up these is pretty good, actually. We need to move these two over there also. So we've got a little bit of everything constantly happening. We've got a big queue happening at the moment. Okay, so we needed a few of these guys, so I think about, maybe we'll grab 2 of them, and we don't have, hang on. Maybe we don't need it. Let's quickly go back. Wanted to have a check at that just anyway. Oh man, lots of construction over here. This town is really looking good. This is a properly designed urban designed city over here. And I do think it has that Soviet look about it. These super blocks with all of their facilities within that same block, within the same walking distance kind of view. I do think that's kind of the case. Now we've got this guy over here, and it hasn't got all the stuff that I wanted to have. So we definitely need to bring over at least a couple of these guys, and then we also need one of the closed hulls. And I don't see that we have that available. So let's move these two over here. Move that one and that one over there so we can set up the additional rail construction. So maybe we'll move over to this one so this doesn't take as long. Yeah, this guy is, wow, it's actually moving a fair bit. How's the construction going over here? That's done. Some of these are getting built. That's getting built. Oh, these two are done? Oh, you know what I did? Someone in the comments that was said that, ooh, we need a way to actually filter off some of this stuff and then to load it. I'm hoping this will happen here. I'm not too sure whether that is in fact going to fill up this one unless this is full. So I'm not too sure about that. Similarly, doing a similar thing over here. So we've got a fuel and bitumen pickup facility. The issue is, if the big boat is currently loading fuel, we won't be able to load a train with fuel, and that's kind of the situation that we've got. But it's slow and steady over here. I wanted to check, is this bridge under construction? It is under construction. Both of them are, so that's good. We should get our rails in from this side pretty soon. That's awesome. Okay, we needed one of these. I'm just going to move one of these over because we're not using as much of it. So we'll just move one of them over there. Once it gets here, I'll quickly set up our pickup facilities. I can start moving our trains over here. They don't need power to get in there, so I'll move our construction vehicles over. They're in a depot over here somewhere. Yeah, there they are. So I'll just move that so we get all of them. Okay, so we'll move the 4 of them over there. We can start building new ones. Okay, here we go. First stop is unreachable. Don't know why. Unreachable. Now that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You should be able to quite comfortably get out of here, go that way, swing it around, come back through here, go around here, go through there. You should quite easily get there, guys. That's the right angle, that's the right angle. You should definitely be able to get there. No idea why this is an issue. Absolutely be able to get there. Right? I don't quite know why there's an issue here. First stop is unreachable from the current vehicle position. Really? No, can't be. Something's funny. They can definitely get out. They can even go directly this direction and then run through all the way through there. We could consider providing them access on this side, but I don't want to. I just don't know where the issue is. Is it an electric one? Can't be an electric one. Does it need no, it can't be electric. No, it's got fuel. Is it ooh, okay, hang on. What we'll do, let's quickly see. Oh crap, now I've closed that one. Let's quickly see if we say, so you're already loading fuel somewhere. Now, please come over here and unload, not everything, not everything. I want you to unload fuel and electronics. So those things you can quite comfortably go and unload over there. Let's quickly set up the rest of this. Then I also would like you to pick up over here and pick up over there and unload steel, prefabs and bricks, and actually boards as well. So all of those things, please unload them over there. So hopefully that means you will in fact unload everything you need to unload. Let's quickly set up our limits. So if we do limits, no aluminium is required over here, no wood, and no uranium oxide. I wouldn't mind a little bit of, say, extra steel in there. And a fair bit less boards, I think. Something like that. Something like that I think is okay. Maybe we'll just do that at about 50%. So something like that. Yeah, that looks okay. Now, if we go in here, can we say how much of this needs to go in there? I don't know if that's going to be enough, but I don't know. I don't think they use a lot of electronics, to be honest. This guy, I don't want any of this, please. Oh, actually, to be honest, you can't do that, and because it needs something on there. So what we'll probably need is we'll do a bit of the same split here. Well, let's just get them all on something like that. Now let's move this one up to about 50. And we'll drop that one down a little bit, so something like that. Hopefully that's about right, and we'll see about getting that moved. That's okay. That's all filled up. We'll probably need this guy to extend, wanting to do some stuff a little further away. Now, we should immediately see the fuel doing its thing. These guys are doing their things. They're all running to go and fill this guy up. Actually worked out pretty good here. I'm just a little concerned about the accessibility issue. Is this thing connected? It is in fact connected. It really should be connected. Shouldn't be an issue. Okay, now we're going to start seeing some stuff arriving. So you should have fuel. Excellent. Fuel is now available over here. All the other bits and pieces will slowly start to be delivered. So that's okay. Now try this again. Now that it's got fuel, it's not the fuel problem. I'm wondering whether it can't actually get here with its current fuel load. That's what I'm wondering. That's why I thought maybe if we had the fuel here, it should be okay. But I don't know. So I need to figure that out. I'm not too sure why that's the case. I'm not too sure. Okay, that's good. We've got some workers popping in over here. No, none are coming around. Really, what's the issue? I struggle to understand. Is it an electricity thing? It doesn't feel right, does it? Let's have a quick look here. They are in fact connected, guys. Is there a bit of a... No, there's really no issue here. If we try and do that upgrade, right? Is it this? This thing might not be working. Is it that? Okay, so let's see if I pay for that, and I pay for that, and I pay for that. Okay. Will this guy now come here? First stop is unreachable. I knew it wasn't a power thing. I was pretty sure it wasn't a power thing. So let's try something else. If I do this, we pay for that section. Can you now get there? Now you can get there? Okay, so maybe there is a little bit of a issue here. Let's retry our connection here. Maybe that was the issue. Let's retry that connection. Now, if we do the next guy, well, this is going to happen either way. Maybe I've got some issues with that, the same way on the other side. So let's move all of them. So let's slowly move all of them to where we want them to go. So now we'll have this going on here. Not sure that's we've resolved the issue, but at least it's kind of working now. This is kind of working. Okay, I also wanted to start looking a little bit of some traffic issues. So if we go over here, this is a traffic issue, and I was kind of wondering whether we could maybe do a one-way setup over here. We can get we can certainly get 2 roads through there. If we can get a bit of a one-way setup, that would be less of a problem. And I was always also considering maybe bridging here, right, and tying in this road over there. Yeah, I want to do that. In that case, I might change how that setup works. How's our construction going over here? Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Things are actually getting built pretty rapidly. Okay, we can quickly connect these guys. Connect a fair bit of this. These guys have construction vehicles assigned to them. So now we can basically start doing little bits and pieces like this. That's okay. Happy with that. Happy with these kind of connections. That's okay. Can certainly tie out this guy and that guy. So we'll get a few of them up and running. Okay, so let's get a few of them going. These guys are kind of connected. We see this being constructed, so we'll get a fair bit of that now constructed. Something like that would work. We'll see. We'll see about the rest of it as we go. We'll just slowly get all of it so the construction continues to go. Now, I think that little road connection that I saw here is actually quite a good idea. Now, the question is, will we be able to get a bridge across here? It'll be a pretty extensive one, but I'm kind of wondering about maybe a little one of these guys. Okay, so the intent is that we will need to have we can't do curved bridges just yet. So what we'll need to do is we will need to do a little something like this, and then can we I know the angle is too sharp, but I'm just wondering whether that might in fact be the way we do it, so that we can, I'm not sure we can actually make it work, look nice. Unless we, okay, hang on. Yeah, so unless we start it off there, we really can't. That works pretty nicely. I like that actually. I do like that. That feels nice to me. At least up to here that works. Then that section of the rail is a little bit problematic. If we bring it back a little further away, so let's cancel that again. I like the idea of having one of these older kind of bridges doing its thing here. No, not quite what I had in mind. Let's trim that back. We'll try that one more time. I'm not sure it's going to work though, guys. I'm not sure it's going to work. So let's okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 I think is about, well, no, that's too much. 3. If we do this, right? We run that through there. Oh, oh, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. This was so close. This was so close. It just doesn't want to. Ooh. Yeah, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Guys, it's not going to work. I was hoping it'll work, but it's not going to work. So let's just do something slightly more. We don't have that many in terms of bridges. These guys will be pretty straightforward. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then now this is too low at 3, isn't it? Don't know why sometimes it works on 3, sometimes it doesn't. Maybe that bridge doesn't actually clip. A concrete bridge. Let's do the concrete bridge. So let's do 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Start it back a little further away. Okay, and now can we? I think we can find a little. There we go, a little slither through there. Wow, look at that. I like it. I like it. Then we can drop it back down. 2, 3, 4. I like that. So this one will be pretty tight to get in there, and then this one will move over that way. I like it. So if we give you a bit of that, excellent. It's getting a little tight over here. And what we'll do on this side is I want to put on the wireframe just so we can see where we're heading. Yes, so again, I'd rather we trim it on the lower edge here, and I'm gonna tie that in directly over there. So what we'll do, I'll trim that back, and we will do this. We'll do that, and we'll commission all of that for construction. But what I'll do is I'll pay for these 2 sections just so that we have the same road connections pieces in place here. So that's just a bit of an extra connection onto this side, crossing the highway, the motorway. Hopefully that'll alleviate some of these traffic concerns. Probably not everything, but yes, guys, I think that's where I'm going to leave you. I think that's where I'm going to leave you. We've done a fair bit of stuff. Let's have another quick look over here. Oh, our lemon statue is in place. Have we started seeing people over here? We have, in fact, started seeing people moving in here. That's awesome to see. Our glorious nation and our glorious city over here is starting to grow quite nicely. We've got a fair bit of work going on. There's a lot of construction all over the show. A lot of construction happening all over the show. Let's just see. These still need to be built, and then those will get built. So it's these little, I mean, the building of the buildings really doesn't cause any big concerns. The issue really comes from the little sections of infrastructure that we need to get in place before that can actually work. But I'm loving it. And if you go down nice low, you'll see how this steps up towards the hills. And from the this kind of setup will look really nice. I mean, look at that. Look at how it slopes up to this. I really like it. It works really well. This not so much because it's kind of focusing over here. That side's almost doing a similar thing, but not quite. You would have also seen maybe that all the way at the edge over here I've started going slightly lower again to indicate that we're getting slightly outside of town now. But I absolutely love the whole town setup that we've got going on over here. This side, probably need a few more infill pieces over here. And once we've got this up and running, infill pieces, I need to get some workers out over here. And I wanted to get this set up. Probably in the next episode, we'll start building ships to supply our harbor. Okay, let's before we end the episode, which I'm pretty happy to do now. Let's have a quick look at what's happening over here. So this guy is constructing somewhere. Let's just see where it is that he is in fact constructing. He is working on some stuff over here. So that's cool. He's doing a pretty decent job of it. But what I want to do is... So why is this guy... it's parked over here. Okay, hang on. Let's see and try and fix this a little bit. With these new guys in play, we'll get a fair bit better at this stuff. So what I want to do is certainly... Well, where are you? It's all kind of all connected here. So what I want to do is if I do a bit of this, right, at least that whole section, Yeah, that whole section is now kind of cleared off. Do some stuff like that. So now we're connecting other sections. Should probably do maybe something like this. And now you should be able to do your thing. I'm hoping. Anyway, that's okay. Let's leave it as is. So this guy should now be able to go and do its thing. But I would like to, I'm going to, in between episodes, move over to the new construction yard. So we don't have the guys traveling as far. And to be honest, maybe I should just do that now and get rid of it. So if we go back to Badonin, you're working on this section, so let's remove you from that. That's excellent. And then what I'll do is I will get this guy to work on it instead. Okay, so you can work on that instead. Is there an option for us to work on some of the other ones? Not quite yet. So this guy can't actually get it over to the other side to work on it. Might have to look into that. In between episodes, of course. In between episodes. Okay, so I think that's set up. I think we've got one moving out now. Yeah, that's good. You're moving out, doing your thing. That's awesome. Happy with that. Really happy with that. These guys are much quicker as well. They're like 65 kilometers an hour, so they travel quicker. They're closer now. So hopefully we'll get this rail stuff built a little quicker. I'm quite happy about the progress that we've been making with some of this. Really, there's a lot that needs to still be built over here. A lot that still needs to be built. We're not going to have this guy up and running anytime soon. I think it's probably going to be another 2-3 episodes before we get to this. Otherwise, I might run a little bit in between episodes to get us to a point where we kind of open this up in the next one or so. But I want to maybe set up a little bit more traffic management work over here, something like this maybe. I also wouldn't mind doing a little bit more work on some electronics. I also wanted to maybe get a set-off area for processing coal and iron. Not sure where, but I thought something like that might be quite useful. So we'll see about that in one of the next episodes. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've got some comments, please leave them down below. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.